in Southern Illinois and everywhere else, what was the dominant industry 150 years ago? Is agriculture, because you needed over half your workforce to grow the food for everyone else. Now, even though agriculture is more prominent in Southern Illinois than in other places, it's still a small fraction of the labor force. Nationally, it's about 1.5%. It's not because agriculture declined in any sense. It's because we became so productive at growing our food. It allowed that labor to go into other types of jobs, industries. We don't have news stations to the extent that we do today if 70% of our workforce still needs to grow our food. And you see the same thing decades later with manufacturing. People talk about the decline of manufacturing. It is true that factories sometimes go overseas, without a doubt. Manufacturing employment is down in the United States compared to 40 years ago. Manufacturing output is up. Well, how can the two be reconciled? It's that we're able to produce more with fewer workers. And that's one reason why in this region, as nationally, we're not going to see the same level of manufacturing employment that we did 40 years ago. There will be factories that open in Southern Illinois, close, but there will be smaller fractions of our workforce than just a few decades ago. And moving on with artificial intelligence and maybe connecting that, this is another change, another development, another type of technological change. And I think it's wrong to necessarily think about it as replacing jobs. That will certainly happen. Artificial intelligence will replace tasks. A job might, let's just make up a number, a job contains 30 tasks. Artificial intelligence will be unlikely to be able to replace humans in all the tasks of a certain job. And so in some cases, artificial intelligence will be able to complement the worker and make that worker more productive because it will be able to do some tasks more efficiently, allowing the worker to focus on other aspects of his or her job. There will certainly be some jobs where almost all the tasks will be done by artificial intelligence, and those are the jobs that will get replaced. But linking back to farming, the mechanization, fertilizer, things like that allowed us to grow food with so fewer people, in the short run, that created a lot of pain because people do lose farms, they do lose jobs. But in the long run, that's why we can have all the various industries that we do, is because we no longer need those workers to grow food. And I think artificial intelligence, like other new technologies, will cause great disruption in the short run. I'm more optimistic in the long run that standards of living will continue to improve as we find better ways to produce our goods and services. And so this is the rationale of making it more affordable for people to go back to community colleges or universities to acquire new types of skills because the old ones aren't coming back. Having a very broad set of skills and education that prepares people maybe more broadly instead of so focused, perhaps that might be more advantageous as we're uncertain exactly where all this new technology is taking us. But in the short run, yeah, it's job retraining, assistance in the short run to help those displaced, and then job retraining to help them in the long run. I think, looking at past examples and bringing up both the disruptions and the uncertainty, the fear, the costs of when those new types of technologies were adopted, but also the benefits. I could not have told my parents, now I'm dating myself now, that I wanted to be a web page designer when I was sitting at the dinner table in high school. All right. Those technologies didn't exist. So as technologies certainly eliminate millions of jobs, and they also create millions of jobs. And so reinforcing the notion that it's not just all doom and gloom. Um, New technologies in many cases have brought prices down. That helps people lower income. When people have more income to spend because other goods become cheaper, that opens up opportunities for new industries. And so using past examples might help dispel some of that fear. Of course, if you think your job is on the line in the here and now, um, the fact that things work out in the long run might be of less comfort, right? And I understand that. This type of technological change, this is a movie. It's not a still picture. This is something that people, that generation after generation after generation have dealt with. Maybe not always at the same speed that perhaps we're seeing some